it's never going to happen. It's not going to happen. I can't see it happening. Why would it happen? For me, it's never going to happen. This is anxiety. We have a lot of it in our world and we're trying to rid ourselves. We'll do that now, looking at the research first by Zelensky, and they have noticed that by future anxiety concept and measurement and preliminary research from personality and individual differences, scores expressed greater pessimism in predicting future solutions to global problems faced by humanity. So that means if we look at the greater picture of humanity, things are always going to look bad if we have anxiety. By understanding our anxiety, we're enabling ourselves to educate ourselves about what anxiety is. Deal with anxiety specifically rather than world problems is the message here. Look at the symptoms and how it affects you individually, because everybody is different. And then look at the triggers, because if you can see your triggers coming, you can begin to understand how it affects you specifically and how you will be able to then start going stop or pause and allow me now to get into my progressive mode where I can actually come out of this, and then time will pass, right? So if you learn to recognize both your physical, maybe, and not everybody has them as deeply, but emotional and cognitive signs of when anxiety is coming upon you or within yourself, then you're beginning to understand your anxiety and you can help yourself develop effective coping strategies. Practicing relaxation techniques allows your brain waves to change. You're calmer, you're more serene. By knowing these techniques such as deep breathing, progressive muscle relaxation, meditation, or even mindfulness in the moment, and bring these into your daily ways, your strategies like brushing your teeth, bringing these in and at specific points of the day, such as meditation early in the morning, so that whole baggage of energy and clutter of thoughts don't get to mix up and jumble you up and start you on this whole anxious thought process throughout the day. Rather, if you can bring in meditation in the morning with nice clear and concise breathing, box breathing as we call it, 1, 2, 3 breathing, and that, if you can do that, what you're doing is all those thoughts that are rushing forward with the energy of the morning time after a good night's sleep, after breakfast and that, are not being allowed to catch on, because a lot of those will be negative. So if you can get the calm, pensive mindset coming through from the meditation, it will be able to be more powerful and bigger than those thoughts latching on, and you can power through with that fervent approach of being nice and calm, and whatever is pushed at you, that calmness will last longer throughout the day, and therefore you'll have better experiences and rewire the way you're approaching things as they happen. Because remember, a lot of things are going to be very habitual in our lives, very routine, even the people that we see. Another way is to challenge anxious thoughts. So cognitively you can say, hey, stop, what's going on here? So if you challenge negative or irrational thinking, and we all have it, we all have a lot of irrational thoughts going on, and we have to think that we have a big bat, we're going to swing at it, or a big hammer and mallet or something, and that each thought comes along and just, or just, whack one back into the bleachers, right? And so by doing this, you're giving yourself a chance to pick out that small, maybe insignificant thought that's hiding in the background there. That is the positive one. That is the one. And you can bring that forward, pop it on a stage, visualize this, challenge these anxious thoughts. Use cognitive behavioral techniques such as restructuring or thought challenging to identify and reframing maybe distorted thinking patterns as well. All of these things are going to go against the negative thought patterns that are already there, so that you can begin to move forward with confidence and knowing that you are actually better than this anxiety pulling you back. Throughout all of this, you need to practice self-compassion by loving yourself, by being truly and actively kind to yourself. You're showing compassion, especially when you're feeling anxious. If you can see those triggers coming along, then you can avoid self-criticism or judgment at that time. It's similar to when we're very tired at night and we're sitting down watching television, or we're trying to read a book or something like that, and somebody starts bringing in some big trivial thing, maybe a partner that happened on that particular day, something that was negative, or a way you reacted in a negative way, and said maybe you shouldn't have said that, maybe you shouldn't have done that. Like right before nighttime, or even watching a newscast that's news flash that's very negative, it's not good, because our brain is already tired. It's perhaps dehydrated, it's perhaps not taking on as much energy through food, maybe a couple of hours before bedtime. It's physically tired from all of the time you've been up and awake. And so if you start judging yourself at that time, it's not going to help you. It's the same way when anxiety comes through. You have to look at that as a big, huge bus that's coming fast and hard. So that's a trigger. You can begin to see the trigger and then bring in your other techniques. So practice self-compassion. It's self-soothing in that moment when it does become a thing for you. Know that you're going to treat yourself well, and wellness will come from it. Set realistic goals. Too many people pop down their goals, not even on a sheet of paper, but just say at the start of the year, I'm going to do this year. That's going to change my life. And guess what? It doesn't change. Why? Because they don't write it down, they don't stick to it, they don't tick the box, they don't consume themselves with it and focus entirely on that goal. They don't make it realistic, measurable, attainable, and it's just not going to happen unless they take action. So by setting these realistic and achievable goals for yourself, you'll enable yourself to get further to where you want to go. And enabling yourself to do that allows yourself to be very intentional in your actions in the present moment. Remember, we can only look after the present moment here. Anxiety can claw ourselves back to times and experiences of the past, and even visions of the past, memories of the past. But that's no good in the present moment. This moment now, this date, whatever day it is, this time, this minute, this moment is one and only in your life. By capturing it and being positive within it, intentional within it, anxiety then, my friend, has nowhere to go within that moment. And if you have a series of moments like that, you will become the master of everything. By maintaining a healthy lifestyle as well, you're taking care of your physical health and prioritizing regular exercise. A friend of mine, very successful entrepreneur, they say in their schedule, and they're very busy every day, lots of meetings, lots of productive money meetings, but they schedule in exercise. That means when they look at their calendar, they look at their schedule, they go, that's it, got to do my exercise, because they know by just doing the exercise, letting the mind free and the body do exactly strictly speaking as that exercise allows, you will then allow the whole exercise routine and the hormones and the breath, the respiration and everything to look after cardiovascular, look after itself through the exercise. You don't need to worry about it. It's a system on its own. It's a technique, huge technique on its own, that'll preempt any anxiety coming along. You're more in control, you have more greater power in your lungs, your heart, to be able to fight off any thought process. And so by including balanced nutrition in this whilst or after you exercise, and adequate sleep, making sure you can sleep enough after that exercise, it's going to help with anxiety. It's a natural and generally a free way of fighting this. So why not use it? Why not have it? Also, limit your exposure to triggers. There may be people in your life that are essentially triggers. They're not supportive. So limit being around them if they're family, friends, or whatever else from the past. Try to make sure you have them on the clock, so you're not being pulled back, you're not being put in the face of it. Set boundaries and prioritize the self-care within the time where these triggers might become available to you, and avoid unnecessary stressors whenever possible. So in being around, if you have to be around negative people who are triggers, make sure there's supporters around too. So seek that support out, because that support will give you and enable you to have power when the triggers come along, to be able to fight this anxiety. And you have then, with all of that, a huge amount of skills, a huge amount of strategies and modalities to go forward and be more confident, to retrain yourself towards being a very calm and very affable person in front of people, and to be very presentable, and to be more experienced and wiser with all this anxiety. And the future will be bright, and if you hit that subscribe button, it will be brighter again. So thank you very much in advance, and until next time, please do have a wonderful day.